Welcome to the second part of the class tier list in the Roblox game Dead Rails. In the previous video, we reviewed 8 different classes. You can watch it by clicking the card in the corner of the screen. In this video, we'll go over the remaining classes and find out which one is the best. Let's begin our review with the class The Alamo. This class is great for both solo and team play. At the start, you get 1 helmet, 3 metal plates, 3 barbed wires, and a shovel. I don't think I need to explain what the shovel is for. Clearly, you won't be digging sand with it in this desert. To be serious, the shovel will be your first weapon. The helmet gives you extra protection from damage, and the resources let you block off the train passage right away. For those who don't know how to do it properly, here's a quick guide. Place the first plate so you can only enter the cabin sideways, and place the other 2 over the side windows. This way, the cabin becomes an impenetrable bunker you can hide in during an attack. The price for this class is 50 currency. I give this class a B tier and move on to the next class, Cowboy.
Mira, me encontré un...
Oh yeah, the menace of the Wild West. This class is perfect for solo play, though I'm not so sure about team play. Right from the start, you get everything you need to beat the game without using the train, namely a horse, a saddle, a shovel, revolver ammo, and of course the revolver itself. Same story with the shovel, you use it as your first weapon. But are you really gonna fend off zombies with a shovel when you've got a fully loaded revolver? Well, maybe. Ammo isn't infinite, and it's better to save it for something more important. You can tame the horse by putting the saddle on it. This class is perfect for completing the Pony Express achievement. Although it'll take longer, beating the game using only the horse without the train requires patience and focus. The class costs 50 currency, and I highly recommend buying it. I'm giving this class a well-deserved S tier. Let's move on to the next one, Priest. First thing to note, this class has high resistance to lightning strikes, so you can safely roam the desert during a storm. From the start, you get 2 crosses, 2 bottles of holy water, and a shovel. A great kit for playing in a team, especially with someone using the Cowboy class. Let me explain why. Imagine you find a huge village and naturally want to clear it out. But how do you do it smartly? Here's how. Your cowboy buddy gets on his horse and gathers all the zombies. Once he does that, he leads the horde right to you. Then you take out your cross and bam! The entire horde is dead. The village is cleared, all the banks are looted, and you're hauling another batch of gold bars for sale. Not a bad plan, right? You'll figure out uses for the holy water and crosses. The class costs 75 currency more expensive than the previous ones. I'm giving it a B tier since it's not that useful for solo play. Now let's look at the class Vampire. First, this class gives you some passive abilities. Faster movement speed and increased melee damage. Sounds awesome, but there's a catch. You take damage in sunny weather. Avoiding it is easy, just block sunlight with something. But honestly, walking around constantly holding something above your head sounds annoying. It's up to you. At the start, you get a shovel and a vampire knife. By the way, you can sell the knife for 100 coins. This is one of the more popular classes in Dead Rails, and it costs 75 currency. Despite its popularity, I give it an A tier. And speaking of vampires, let's look at the zombie class. This class is decent for both solo and team play. Its ability is actually pretty good. You can eat dead enemies to regain health, but in exchange, you can no longer use bandages or snake oil. It also has a lower chance of being detected by enemies. At the start, you only get a shovel. That's it? Honestly, there isn't much to say about this class, but the regeneration ability is pretty useful. It costs 75 currency, and I give it a B tier. Necromancer. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the first time you've even heard of this class. It's very rare to see anyone play as it. Its ability allows a 25% chance to resurrect enemies you've killed with melee weapons. Each resurrection costs you 10 health points. The resurrected enemy fights alongside you against other enemies. At the start, you only get a shovel good for melee kills and triggering the resurrection ability. It costs 35 currency. I'm giving it a C tier, nothing more. Let's move on to the Ironclad class. This class is like an upgraded version of the Alamo, if you can call it that. When you buy it, you start the game in full armor. You're basically Iron Man right from kilometer 0. But there's a downside, your movement speed is reduced by 10%. Not so easy to outrun zombies anymore, huh? You'll have to fight them off. And fight you will with a shovel, your only weapon at the start. You can't defend the train because you don't start with any metal plates or similar resources. This is one of the most expensive classes in the game, costing 100 currency. Feels like you could buy 2 better classes for that price, right? Still, those who pick it probably know how to use it, but I'll give it a C tier because I don't see much value in it for either solo or team play. You can easily beat the game without armor, and I think many would agree. And now, we're getting to what I think are the most interesting classes. I'll say right away, I recommend buying them as soon as you get the chance. This is one of them, Highroller. Oh yes, a class for those who want to run the entire in-game economy and take responsibility for all spending. Perfect for team play. Its ability gives you 1.5x more money when collecting money bags than anyone else. That's why I recommend giving all your money to this person if they're on your team. It's also great for solo play. You start the game with 95 coins, surely you'll find a use for them. But be aware playing this class makes you a lightning rod. Your chance of being struck by lightning is 10x higher. So yeah, don't go outside during a storm. You can wait it out inside any building, including your train cabin. You only get a shovel at the start, and unfortunately, you can't sell it. I'm giving this class an S tier. Now let's review the most popular class in the game right now. Some of you probably already figured out which class was missing. Of course it's Werewolf. This class is the ultimate version of Survivalist and Vampire. It combines both of their abilities. Specifically, it gives you double movement speed, double melee damage, and double health, but only at night. Once the sun comes up, all that vanishes. Actually, your stats even drop a little by about 10%, 0.9x, but honestly that's not much of a drawback. During the day, you're a regular player, but once the moon rises, you become a killing machine capable of clearing villages alone. It's a great class for solo play, but also has value in a team. Almost forgot, you start with a shovel. You already know what that's for. The class costs 50 currency, and I rate it S tier. Remember when I talked about the Ironclad class that costs 100 currency? So do you still want to buy it after learning about these S tier classes that cost only 50? You could buy 2 of those instead and be way more powerful. So think before you buy. That brings us to the end of the video. Part 2 of the class tier list is complete, and if you haven't seen part 1, you can check it out by clicking the card. As a result of my evaluation, these are the final rankings you're seeing on the screen right now. Just